Daisy is an idiot. Hey guys! It's the Park Hopper Daily Weekly Newscast. For some reason, I can never get this thing centered. All right. Hello. I don't even know. It's fine. Hi, friends. Welcome. It's time. I'm sorry, my hair's a little weird, but that's all right. It's time for the Park Hopper Daily Weekly Newscast. I think I have the chat set up properly this week. So if you want to chat at me, I'll be able to see it, which is fabulous and fun. I'm really excited because the podcast that's coming out this Monday is actually going to be live and in person with Catherine and myself. I'm going to get a full trip review of her and her husband Gavin's most recent adventure to Disney World, which I've already been salivating over because they had the most amazing food. My hands look so big and awkward. Look at that. I'm just going to sit like this. What a strange look. Okay, they had the most amazing food. She was sending me photos the whole time, and I was just like drooling constantly. So good. So we're gonna get started here. Oh, that's a little better. I'm not sure who's on, but that's all right. That's always how it goes. It's also Memorial Day weekend in the Hamptons. And let me just tell you that it's already completely crazy. I'm going to hit send. Sorry. It's already completely insane. So if you live on the east end of Long Island, or if you live in the city and you're planning to come out, just don't. We're full. We're good. We've got plenty of people out here. We're set. All right. Well, I'm going to get started. Oh, wait, I have to make sure my mom has the link. It's very important. I'm also going to sneeze now. Oh, crap. I talked about it and now I can't. I was just sitting there in my nose. Does that ever happen to you? It just like gets a little like fuzzy, a little crackly. Joe, does that happen to you?
Yes.
It's the worst, right?
You talked about it. That's why.
Ugh, I shouldn't have. Okay, I'm just texting my parents to give them the link to make sure they have it. I'll make sure my friends have it too. I have like 2 friends who sometimes tune in. I love them. All right. I'm going for it. Oh, geez. Let's put that on silent. All right, friends. Disney CEO Bob Chapek says the Park Pass system and virtual queues are here to stay for now. The Disneyland Resort and its theme parks will open to non-California residents beginning June 15th, with the Avengers campus opening just around the corner. Jungle Cruise is also set to reopen at Disneyland this July, with the reimagined attraction expected to be completed in Florida this summer. Cruella debuts in theaters on Disney Plus. In theaters and on Disney Plus, sorry. The Three Caballeros return to the Mexico Pavilion, and DVC members will soon have a lot more inventory to pick from at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. All that and more is coming your way in this week's edition of the Park Hopper Daily Weekly Newscast. I'm your host, Anita Boyer. At a virtual JP Morgan Global Technology, Media and Communications Conference on Monday, Disney CEO Bob Chapek noted that the Disney Park Pass theme park reservation system, mobile ordering, and virtual queues used for the popular Star Wars Rise of the Resistance were examples of ways that technology aided the company in keeping guests and cast members safe during the COVID-19 pandemic. He went on to state that the Disney Park Pass system is likely here to stay long after the pandemic. Already, the system is in place through early 2023 via the Walt Disney World website. It is expected virtual queues are not going anywhere either. Remember, the Rise of the Resistance queues were being used on both coasts. And as we will discuss a little later in the newscast, one of Disney's most anticipated rides opening in Anaheim will also have a virtual queue. Personally, I love it. Like, I want to know at the beginning of the day if I'm going to be able to get on or not. It does break down every now and again. So I'd much rather take, having a return time, an estimated return time, instead of having to actually be physically in the park in a throng of people at 7 a.m. trying to fight my way to get a pass and being there in person, or standing in a 4 or 5 hour line, which is what it would be. So I don't know. I've got no complaints. Personally, I've got no complaints. Also, there's so much to do in Hollywood Studios and Galaxy's Edge, even if you don't get a reservation. That's what I always tell people who are like, how do I get one? How do I get one? I'm like, okay, well, Emily Carlson at We Do Disney Right has a great tutorial. She's always really great at getting passes for it. So if you need a place to check out, make sure you follow her on Instagram. She's at We Do Disney Right. And Brooke McDonald also has Rise of the Resistance tutorials on her Instagram, and she has kind of an altered one for the West Coast for Disneyland. So those are some great resources to kind of hedge your bets to get in. If you're trying at 7:03, you're just not going to get it. You missed it. They all go like boom, right at 7 a.m. But again, don't worry, because that's only one of the many, many things that you can do at Galaxy's Edge and have a really amazing time. We often go to Galaxy's Edge and don't do any rides at all, and just absorb the sounds and the atmosphere. Anyway, I'm getting off subject, but I just wanted to throw it out there that if you're worried and up in arms about virtual queue life, I'm sorry. It's an improvement. It's an improvement. Mr. Chapek also addressed theme park capacity, stating he believed it would continue to increase over time and expects to see the parks benefit from changes in COVID-19 policy by the end of the fourth fiscal quarter, which happens to coincide with Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. Well, happy birthday, Disney. Maybe you can treat your cast members right. Okay, anyway, the Avengers campus is opening June 4th at Disneyland, and on Monday, Disney released a guide map to the campus located next to Radiator Springs at Disney California Adventure Park. So far, Radiator Springs is my personal favorite land in all of the Disney parks that I've ever been to. I just think that it is so immersive and fun, and I love the story that one of the Imagineers tells about visiting the park when that section was first done, and taking his, I think, grandson or nephew or something like that, and this young boy, maybe like 4 or 5 or 6, looks up at him and says, "So this is where they shot Cars, right?" It's like, but it is. Like, he's not wrong. Yeah, it's animated, but if they shot it, it would absolutely be there. You're very much transported exactly into the land, and I love it. But back to the news. Quote, "As you can see, there are 3 entrances into the new 6-acre land where you can join the action with the Avengers and their allies like Iron Man, Black Panther, Black Widow, and more. Sling webs on the first Disney ride-through attraction to feature Spider-Man. Taste, test inventive food and drinks and become part of a bigger universe," said Public Relations Director Gabriel Gibaldi in a post on Disney Parks blog. "Kids and guests of all ages will find their powers as they train alongside some favorite superheroes with a chance to live out their own heroic story," unquote. Gibaldi also noted that a virtual queue system will be used for the highly anticipated attraction Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. The queue will only be available via the Disneyland app, with virtual queue enrollment mirroring Rise of the Resistance, with the ability to join at 7 a.m. and noon. And beginning June 15th, you will not need to be a resident of California in order to access that virtual queue. Catherine, business trip. Come on. Summer trip to California? I'm so in. Anyway, out-of-state visitors will be welcomed back to the happiest place on earth beginning June 15th, according to an update made on the Disneyland website on Wednesday. Guests entering either Disneyland or Disney California Adventure will need valid theme park admission tickets as well as park pass reservations. The state of California has also issued a recommendation that guests be fully vaccinated or obtain a negative COVID-19 test before entering theme parks. Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa has already begun phased reopening, with Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel reopening on June 15th. The Disneyland Hotel will reopen July 2nd. Both resort properties will be reopening with limited capacity. On Wednesday, Disneyland Resort Public Relations Director Michael Ramirez also announced on the Disney Parks blog that the Jungle Cruise will reopen on July 16th at the Disneyland Park in Anaheim, quote, with an updated experience that welcomes new characters from around the world, plus even more humor, wildlife, and the skipper heart that makes this classic attraction a favorite, unquote. The Walt Disney World version of this attraction has operated throughout its refurbishment and will reopen as a completed attraction this summer, said Ramirez in his post. Quote, progress continues at both parks as Imagineers build on the original story with new adventures that stay true to the experience we know and love. Today, we're revealing a behind-the-scenes look at the work on Trader Sam's newest venture, which recently dropped in at Disneyland. True to his reputation as the best merchant in the jungle, Trader Sam has found a way to convert the new Lost and Found location into something more profitable for the Jungle Navigation Company Limited. The Jungle Cruise appears to be going the route of all the best rides, ending with a gift shop. Take a look at this first look above. True to their reputations, our world-famous skippers will continue their unique presentations along the river with interactions that guests expect, unquote. Cruella, starring Emma Stone and Emma Thompson, has debuted in theaters and on Disney Plus to mostly favorable reviews. On Friday, Disney has announced it will host a live stream event from the AMC Theater at Disney Springs, celebrating the opening of the film with a red carpet event that includes a unique shopping experience featuring movie-themed fashion, guest appearances, and more. If you are in the Springs tonight, it looks like the red carpet is already dressed and ready for viewing, so check it out and send us photos. Let us know what it's like. Also in Florida, it was revealed last week that the Disney Vacation Club will be expanding at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. 200 hotel rooms will be converted into deluxe studios, tripling the number of DVC options at the flagship resort. The rooms are expected to be available beginning in the summer of 2022. According to the release issued by Disney, the proposed project will transform Big Pine Key, also known as Building 9, into studio rooms able to accommodate up to 5 resort guests. Currently, the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa has 100 DVC rooms, ranging from deluxe studios to 3-bedroom grand villas, located on the shores of the Seven Seas Lagoon, just a short walk or a monorail ride to the Magic Kingdom. Also last week, the Three Caballeros returned. They made a triumphant return back to the Grand Fiesta Tour in Epcot's Mexico Pavilion on May 19th, looking quite fresh after a months-long refurbishment when Donald was originally replaced by a flower pot. And I believe that flower pot had a sombrero. Before Panchito Pistols and Jose Cario, I should know how to say this because I'm Mexican, they joined him and they disappeared as well and were replaced by cardboard cutouts. It was really awkward. They were then removed altogether from the musical Dark Boat Water Ride. The Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros is based off of the 1944 live-action animated musical made by Walt Disney. It premiered in Mexico City in December of 1944 and was released in the United States in February of 1945. Despite being in the Mexico Pavilion and on a ride that celebrates the diverse geography and traditions found in Mexico, only one of the Grand Fiesta Tour stars, the rooster Panchito, is of Mexican descent. Donald Duck is from the United States and Jose is Brazilian. The tour follows Panchito and Jose on a search for a missing Donald Duck who is touring Mexico through a It's a Small World-esque landscape that also features video projections. Catherine was there the day following the reopening and has some pictures up on parkhopperdaily.com. This was a really fun attraction that rarely has much of a wait once you can get into the pavilion. We recommend taking a ride and then grabbing a margarita at Cava de Tequila. My personal favorite margarita at Cava del Tequila is either the avocado margarita because it's interesting, or a mango habanero with a tangerine rim. Oh my god, so good! And now I'm desperate for a marg. Catherine will be joining me on Monday's podcast to talk a bit about her trip, what it was like at Disney now that mask rules have been relaxed for outdoor areas, and to share a bit about her birthday trip, which included a stay at the Four Seasons. So be sure to tune in. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and like the video. You can click the linkies there. Leave us a comment. Tell us, what do you think about the park pass system? Are you devastated that it's sticking around? I've had some conversations with people, some of our Disney friends on the Instagrams, and it's kind of split. And personally, I'm a little split as well. What I personally hope is, if they are going to keep the park pass system, I do understand that, and it is a good way to make sure that people are actually going to the parks when they say they're going to go, and going to, being able to gauge what attendance is going to be like. So I imagine that's kind of a nightmare for them, and was a nightmare pre-COVID. But I hope that they allow park hopping a little bit earlier, because I feel like, if you choose Animal Kingdom, or, if the park hours start happening earlier, like I really like to rope drop something and maybe go for a few hours and then jump somewhere else. And it is a little bit difficult now that you can't park hop until 2. It's like you go somewhere for a few hours, get your stuff done, and then you Disney Springs, you go to the resort. That's all fine and fun. But I do hope that there might be a change to the park hopping availability. I love virtual queues, virtual queue, everything. Anyone complaining about virtual queues while also complaining that that there are no fast passes, like, you are insane, because a fast pass is essentially a virtual queue. Like that's all it was. You just got to plan it a little bit more in advance. You got to plan it, I think 30 or 60 days in advance, instead of, that morning at 7. But it's a virtual queue. It's still people who are in line, but they're just, they're online via their phone, and you go back at a certain time. That's a virtual queue. So, I hope that they stick around, and maybe they can be incorporated a little bit, and replace the fast pass system. Who knows? I also very much like just going to the parks and meandering and popping onto a ride if I want or feel like it. I understand the argument that you don't necessarily want to have your day like mapped out like a business day. Like, well, we've got a 10:10 at Peter Pan and an 11:20 at Haunted Mansion, but like that's literally what we were doing with fast passes. So I kind of feel it. Oh, yay! Danny's on. Hey, Catherine! Yay! Awesome. Well, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope my hands weren't too awkward. I feel like they were very awkward. I don't know why. I feel like Beaker, is he the or the chef? I feel like the chef, like these don't look like my hands right now. Doesn't it look literally like someone else is controlling my hands? This is creeping me out. Okay, sorry. But you never know what you're going to get here on the Park Hopper Daily Weekly Newscast. It's definitely shenanigans. My name is Anita Boyer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you eternally for my wonderful partner in magic, Catherine Manu, for the amazing script and for literally making us a legitimate news site. Our website is so I literally go to our website sometimes and I forget that it's we, and by we, I mean Catherine. I forget that it's us. She did it. It's amazing. She's so talented, brilliant writer, very just wonderful. So check us out, parkhopperdaily.com, and follow us on Instagram. I ramble, I rant, I try to share real stuff on Instagram. Instagram is where it gets goofy. And thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe. The best way to get the word out about us is, word of mouth. So if you know anyone who's also maybe, a closeted Disney dork, tell them to come out and join the party. All are welcome here, and we love you. So thank you so much. This is Park Hopper Daily with the weekly newscast, and we'll see you real soon. Okay, I need to stop.